Hello everybody, how is it going? So, today we got the third round of the preliminary tournament, or championship preliminary tournament. There we go. It is Enel versus Sakazuki, and I will let you guys know this is a very long game. Again, I'll try to cut out stuff if there's a lot of thinking, but that was Enel's hand. I think there was a 2K, a Yamato, an 8-drop Katakuri. Here we have a Sabo, a Lucci, Hina, Manchari, Ulti, and I don't remember the other two cards in Enel's hand. I'm sorry. I was talking when they panned to it. My bad. But, yeah, I think Enel can win this matchup. I still think it's pretty hard. Oh, we can see Enel's hand now. He has a Beji, a Sky Island 2K, and a Holy. That's the rest of his hand. But yeah, I still think it's hard. I think Sakazuki just kind of... I don't think he has a bad matchup. I feel like... Yeah, I mean... I don't know. I feel like your hardest matchup is just the mirror, because the mirror's probably weird. But Enel, he probably chose to go first. I don't know. I'm never sure really what Enel wants to do. Like, he has a good going first curve, but he can also just go second, so... Yeah. But I think Sakazuki wants to go second, so... Who knows, I could also just be yapping. I'm not too confident on that, but... Enel not even bothering to play the Holy, which is, interesting. I mean... What does it get answered by here? Sakazuki only has one card engraved, so it couldn't get popped by a Lucci this turn. So interesting he chose just not to play it at all. Maybe he's just saying, alright, I'm not going to play the game till I'm on my top end turns. Which, I mean, yeah, you can do. But also just, like, not attacking when we don't have the Gadatsu is also kind of weird. Not sure. Maybe he'll rip a Gadatsu off his top deck here. That'd be pretty badass. I don't think he did. I think he got some more top end. But yeah, he's on 5 Dawn now. I understand kind of like not attacking there, but I don't know if I get not playing the Holy. Because it's like if you don't attack there, it means you're not getting Lucci'd the following turn. So that means you'll have like 2 attacks, which is pretty nice, but... Okay, he's taking the Thunderbolt on the Kuzan. Trashes a Shirahoshi. Probably would have been a pretty nice trigger, but it's all good. Looks like he might want to just go 8 if he's just committed to not playing the Holies. Because now they can get answered. You had the one turn where it couldn't, but now it can. To be fair, it also could have just got, like, what's the name? Hound's Blaze. So, yeah, obviously we know that the Sakazuki doesn't have it, but that's, I guess, another thing to just play around. Maybe he just doesn't want to use any cards from hand that he knows will just get answered, or answered easily, which, you know, is fair. Enel can kind of do that because he has that life barrier of just when he's at 1, he's not actually at 1, so, yeah. But Sakazuki is now on his 6th Dawn turn. Looks like he's just going to swing 6 and maybe drop down a Sabo. I'm not sure if all Sakazukis even play Sabo. I feel like the other 2 blockers that you play in this deck are almost just too good. I'm not saying Sabo is bad at all, but like Borsalino being a 4 cost and also being a 6k blocker that can't be KO'd is kind of crazy. And Rebecca is like probably one of the best cards in the game, so yeah, interesting he's playing the Sabo, but I definitely don't think it's a bad card. I would imagine that, yeah, Enel still just takes this, right? He could 2k, but I think, yeah, he's just gonna take it. And he gets... Who is that? That's Ohm. He got an Ohm. That's pretty good, because he has the Holies in hand. And Sakazuki does play down the Sabo, drawing, looks like a Tashigi, and I want to say a Barto, but I'm not sure. Probably wants to discard... I don't even know what you want to discard here. Probably just decent Rebecca targets. Discards the Lucci and the Tashigi. And that was the Barto, the other draw. And that should just be his turn. Oh, no, he's going to cycle first. Chucks the Barto, picks up, I think that's brand new. Panned away kind of quick, but all good. Enel now on his 7 Dawn turn. I would imagine you'd kind of want 7-drop Enel in this matchup, just because it can kind of get around removal, and it kind of immediately also gets some value off the rush, so yeah, he doesn't have it right now. Could be something he's looking for. I would also imagine that Ohm has got to be at least decent, right? Yeah, they both will probably just get like Sakazuki, but if you go like double Ohm, that's pretty good. Also, Sakazuki does just take that. Did he take that 5k swing? I think he did. Yeah, he got I think a Hound's Blaze off of it. Kind of interesting, but you know, it's kind of just a free card. Sure, you could have free blocked it, but whatever. We'll take the resources. And I imagine Enel's turn is. Oh, he has a 7-drop Mom. Yeah, that's really good. You're pretty happy they took that 5k swing now. I imagine that Sakazuki is down to just play the grind game. Oh no, he takes the life. It was another Hound's Blaze. I don't know what the trigger does on that card. I wonder if it's good. It probably wouldn't have been able to affect 7-drop Big Mom, but still. So now Sakazuki on 8 Dawn. We'll likely be able to answer the 7-drop Mom. Does have the Ice Age, which is I think just the easiest answer. But I don't know if he wants to spend the Ice Age just yet, because you know Enel does play a lot of top end. You know, they play 8-drop Katakuris, they play Yamatos, so it's like, is 7-drop Mom the most scary thing? I mean, honestly, it's kind of the same as a Katakuri, right? These, after the on-play effect, they're both just 8k bodies. So maybe you want to hold it for the Yamato? Using leader ability, cycling the brand new for looks like another Sabo. A whole lot of Sabos. I mean, they're not bad in this matchup. Just like having a blocker that's pretty sticky is nice. They can't get tapped by like the 2 billion volts, so you're pretty safe behind a Sabo. Can just get thunderbolted is kind of the only thing I can think of. But he is going to use the Ice Age, bringing the Big Mom down to, I think it's -5 cost, right? Yeah. So she's at 2, and then he will bottom deck the Mom with the Borsalino. And he can attack here, but there's no real reason, because you're just kind of letting them cycle cards for free, so we're not going to do that. And he'll now, on his 9 Dawn turn, is not going to get any value, like, to pop a card with the Yamato, but he will still get the heal one, which is obviously good. I mean, cannot complain at that. Actually opts for the Katakuri, though, just putting the Borsalino in life. Yeah, I mean, he still only has 2 attackers. We technically still just have 2 life, so we're not worried about it. Doesn't swing, though. Kind of weird. I don't know, maybe he wants to leave the 1-up for an L Thor, but I don't think he has one. So I don't know why we don't just take a 6k swing there. I guess, again, just maybe not wanting to give him too many cards, but he kind of already has a ton of cards, so I don't know. Sakazuki, I don't think he has a completely direct answer to the 8-drop Katakuri like he did for the 7 Mom, but likely still has a way to get rid of it. But how do we do that without going like really minus? Just gonna swing 5 at life, reducing the Katakuri to 7 cost now. I imagine Enel will just take this. Like, if he just tries to punish you by going the rest of your Dawn on Sabo, you're like, whatever, just play Yamato. So, I imagine you just take this. Might as well see if it's a trigger. If it's a Thunderbolt, you're feeling pretty damn good. You can see his hand. Does have the Yamato, obviously, but that is kind of the end of his top end for now. Which is probably not what you want to see as the NL player. You want to just be able to slam Yamatos back-to-back at this point in the game. Looking like he's definitely considering counting out of it, and he does. That is interesting. I'm kind of surprised. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. But, Sakazuki using his leader effect, cycling a Sabo for another Borsalino. So if we can get that Katakuri down 3 more cost, can just Borsalino it, which is pretty good. I don't think... Oh, he does have another Ice Age. That's up to him if he wants to use it, though. It could be a pretty good answer to the Yamato. You maybe just have to use it. Because if not, how else are you trying to reduce the cost? You can, like, Tashigi it. And then, like, nah, you need to Tashigi, Suru. You need to do too much. So you probably just want to Ice Age again. Tapping 1. Looks like, yep, we are using the second Ice Age. Bringing the Katakuri down to a 2 cost again, I believe. Because it was at 7 after the leader. And tapping 4. Going for the Lucci. Alright, want to get, you know, your good events back in the deck, which is fair. Putting back 2 Ice Ages and an ulti. Interesting, he's playing ulti. I'm not sure how popular that card is. It's pretty much just like Robin for them, but they have a lot of setup. And plays down another Sabo, getting to cycle some. Sees 2 Surus. Not sure if that's exactly what you were looking for, but 2Ks I guess are always welcome. Might just have too many at this point though. Kind of want productive cards. So discarding. Looks like one of the Surus and a Tashigi. Or at least that's what he's thinking about discarding. Opponent asking to look at his graveyard. Or trash, whatever you want to call it. We can't really see everything, but I think he has a Hina in there, which is important. Has some Tashigis. All good cards to have in there for Rebecca. So he is pretty set up. And yep, he does opt to trash the Suru and the Tashigi, sorry. And that's probably just to pass it back to Enel. Drawing a card. Seemed maybe dissatisfied with that draw. I mean, fair enough. You probably don't want to see Shirahoshi in that spot, but he does have the Yamato for this turn. And it doesn't get to pop. Unfortunate. I was going to say the life actually works out perfectly to pop the Lucci, but Sakazuki did play the Sabo after the Lucci, so his whole board is protected. So maybe like Enel wants to stall a turn before playing that Yamato, but it's not unlikely that the total life won't be 4 after this turn. You know, Sakazuki might just take a 5k swing to kind of get the Lucci out of the range of Yamato. You can maybe play like Ohm, Holy, maybe play like the Searcher. Try to just kind of go wide this turn. Like, you know you're probably still just going to be alive because it's Enel, have a lot of cards in hand. It's like a bit risky, but I don't think Sakazuki is just going to all in you randomly when they can kind of just grind you down. So yeah, he does play the Ohm, already has the Holy in hand, which is good. But, you know, look at top 5 just in case we get the free Holy. He does get it. That's funny. And he is also playing the 2 billion volts. So Sabo actually being pretty good in this spot because it cannot be tapped by the 2 billion volts. But, alright, that was pretty good. Always nice to hit the free card there. Still 6 down to work with. Could go like Shura, try to find an Ohm, and then play the second Ohm, and you know you still have the Holy for it. So that could be pretty good to try to go as wide as possible. He does hit the Ohm. That's pretty good. Right? Yeah, that's Ohm. Okay, just filling his entire board in one turn. That's pretty good. If that is what he opts to go for. Another potential take, I guess, could have been like a 7-drop Enel, because it, you know, is more sticky than most things. No, looks like he's thinking about, yeah, grabs the 2k. Alright. I kind of liked filling the entire board, but that's just me. He's probably playing it a bit safer, which is fair. Just gonna swing. Oh, okay. He's just gonna hard play the Holy and pass, and leaving a 1-up. Still doesn't have the L Thor though, but I guess it's just trying to bait. I still think I prefer taking the Ohm there and then just having, you know, 2 Ohms, 2 dogs, and a Shura, and hoping that at least some of that survives the turn. But more defense isn't a bad thing necessarily. And, you know, we still have most of the board that I was talking about, just minus 1 Ohm. Sakazuki cycling a brand new, finds another Suru, I think that's he's found all his Surus, I believe, because he trashed one earlier and he has 3 in hand. That's kind of funny. But Borsalino can kind of hit anything on the board, which I guess is cool. You could also play like Moncherie, add something back. Can she add back Sabo? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what cost she adds back. Reading cards, you know. But looking like at least picking up the Borsalino, considering it. It's not that bad. Again, bottom to Ohm, which is a 6k right now, which is pretty good. Would swing even with these Sabos, and the Holies obviously don't. So it could definitely be the play. It does also have a Hound's Blaze, but I don't think that's too good. It's kind of a lot of defense in hand, honestly. We need another Sabo. We need to cycle more. Separating out to Dawn. Maybe trying to put him to 0, reducing the cost of Holy by 1. So it's now at 2. Is that? And I guess that's Hound's Blaze, right? And then, but what do we do after that? Because then we'd have 6 Dawn left. Maybe Moncherie into a 4-drop or something. And thinking about this, yeah, I still think you probably take it. You have a good amount of counter in hand, and you have the 1-up in case there is an Elthor in your life. Looks like he picked up... Is that another Ohm? Can't quite tell. Discarding the Shirahoshi to heal 1. It was an Ohm. Okay. Sakazuki tapping 1. Okay, so he is going with the Moncherie. Tapping 1 again. I think he shuffles back 2 to add back a card from grave. Putting back the Hound's Blaze. And a brand new. Yeah, just those 2. And then he adds something back. Let's see what he decides to do. Oh, okay, she can add back Sabo. So that's pretty good. More filter. We definitely want to find, again, just some more proactive cards. When we find a Kuzan and a Hina, we probably want to discard the Hina because she's probably more useful in grave than in hand. But now it looks like he's discarding the Kuzan, and something else drops a card. Once again, we're keeping it strong with every round someone drops a card. Actually, that might not have happened round 2. I kind of forgot about it. It might not have happened. But, okay, Sakazuki matches. I think it's happened in all of them so far. But after discarding those 2, swing 7 with the Kuzan. Did Enel take the other life? Yes, he did. So you probably want to defend this one. But you do just have a Yamato, so you don't really have to. You're probably happy a lot of your board just stuck this turn. I think, your whole board's stuck, so can't be mad at that. Finds a 7-drop Mom off life. That's pretty good. We're just kind of looking for top end. Gets another Shirahoshi. Surprised he's playing 3 of them. I feel like that's a lot. I feel like most NL lists kind of just play like 2. I was just going to say, does Yamato get any value this turn? No. Well, no, obviously she heals. Like, there is that value, but she can't even just pop the Moncherie. But it's kind of fine, because you just have the Shura to trade into it really easily. Gonna swing at 6, probably at life. There's 3 Sabos on the board, though. That's kind of crazy. That's a lot of Sabos. Oh no, went for the Lucci, and actually just gets the Lucci. That's kind of surprising. And he can just swing a whole bunch of 5s at life. But I mean, there's 3 Sabos, so is there a point to that? Probably not. Probably just swing leader, because leader doesn't matter if it's tapped or not, and then we'll leave the 2 holies standing and just play our Yamato. And Sakazuki actually just takes that life, so that's cool. We'll play our Yamato, heal 1, and just pass, probably. Yeah. Also, I love Yamato's alt art. It's so colorful. It's really cool. Kind of just makes me want to play NL just to play that art. It's awesome. I don't know. My only problem with like making Enel next set is I feel like 8-drop Katakuris are very, very expensive right now. And I do have 2, which is good, but I need to get 2 more, so that's money, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, next set, a lot of people are saying that Red Purple Law has a pretty decent matchup into Sakazuki, and I might just suck, because I've played it a little bit, and I feel like I just go 50-50 with them. If not, I lose more than I win, so yeah, maybe I just need more experience in the matchup. That is definitely possible. But I also think Red Green Law does still kind of fine into Sakazuki. Yeah, all the removal definitely hurts, but if you're going off, you know, Dadan, Nami, that just, you know, proactive searchers early game, you're not losing hand advantage, which is big. So it's still like playable. It's definitely not easy because Lucci does kind of just annihilate your board because none of your stuff is above a 5 cost. So yeah, I definitely do want to play some new deck. I know I'll inevitably play Corazon, but Corazon is not very good into Sakazuki. I feel like the only way you can win that matchup is like finding 3 of your 10-drop Dofis. Which, I mean, you kind of can if they don't answer your searchers early, or like pop them early, because, you know, obviously you can just defend it with your leader. But yeah, matchup is definitely rough. But going back to the match, I got a little bit sidetracked. My bad. I don't know if Sakazuki has cycled yet or not. I kind of think he has because the Hina's in the graveyard. But he's just going to swing 5 at life, reducing Yamato by 1 cost. And how is he planning on answering this Yamato? He does have... Oh no. Is it Great Eruption or Meteor Volcano? Someone like told me what it was in the comments and now I just can't remember. It's not good. I'm very sorry. But the reduction spell, alright? my bad. Sakazuki swinging 6 at the Ohm. Probably defend that, right? Because you want to keep some of your board. If he's reducing the Yamato, you expect he probably has an answer for it. But we let the Ohm go. Fair enough. It was potentially like 2 more attacks at it with the Sabos, but also like then it'd leave him very open. If he only answered the Yamato, we'd have the 2 holies to kind of fight back. But playing down the Hina, giving -4 cost to the Yamato, so it's now at 4 cost. And Borsalino, that's a good answer. Bottom decking the Yamato. Enel does have a 7-drop Mom, which is pretty good. Also the board is, it's wide enough, right? You can swing like 6 3 times and then 7 Mom. Sounds pretty good. Top decking another Sky Island 2K. And I think Enel definitely wins this matchup if he just gets to go back-to-back Yamatos, right? Like, probably. Like, eventually Sakazuki won't be able to efficiently answer, like, all of them. So, that's probably how he wins the matchup. Right now, he's kind of had staggered top-end kind of plays. There was the one turn with, like, Ohm and the Holy, you know, and the Search card. So, it looks like he is probably going for the 7 Mom. Also, I do think he swung 6 at the Sabo, right? Because he just discarded a 1K. So just trying to out the blocker, or one of the blockers, which is kind of fair. I mean, if you just let him stick around the whole game, going for game against, you know, 3 blockers is pretty hard. So, fair enough. Defending, I assume the Sabo again with another Suru. Sakazuki is getting pretty low in cards in hand, which is definitely what you want to see as the NL player. Tapping 7, playing down Big Mom. Sakazuki can just kind of like trash this because he still has 3 Sabos on board, so he's still probably feeling quite safe. Trashes a Rebecca off life. You're probably happy about that as the NL player, because Rebecca does get some resources back. It's kind of just like a free play. Checking the graveyard. Not sure exactly what he's looking for here. Maybe just seeing how many 2Ks he's used, or just important cards in the graveyard. But I still think he has multiples of Tashigi and Hina, so has decent stuff to add back. Has the Hina play with Rebecca to just -4 to something. But you probably just, swing the last 6K at the Sabo. Hopefully out it. If Sakazuki wants to drop the last 2K, I guess we're alright with it. Definitely considering it. And yep, he gives the last 2K up. Fair enough. Top decks. What did he top deck? I can't see. Is that a Manchuri? I think it is. I'm not sure. Alright, they're flashing the picture of Manchuri, so it has to be. Obviously, Sakazuki can cycle a card here. He doesn't really have a lot of answers to the board right now. To be fair, though, he does have a very stacked board, so he can just straight up swing into the board. He's going to reduce something with that event. Great Eruption or Meteor Volcano, one of those. Can't remember the name. Picks up a Barto, which he could, again, just cycle. But reduces the Holy by 2, so it's now 1 cost. He might just cycle the Barto here. Because, I mean, you have 3 blockers. The counter is nice, but we also kind of want to have some sort of play this turn. Or it could literally just be attack with their board, Hound's Blaze something, getting, some extra value off that, just getting rid of a body and having a bigger attack. Swinging 5 at the Holy. Almost swinging at the wrong one. His opponent letting him switch it. Nice guy. I mean, I imagine we just have to let the Holies go, right? One of them is, definitely gone. The other one has to deal with potentially, 2 more swings minimum, but he probably will swing with the Sabo or 2. Probably just one of them, leaving 2 blockers up. Seems pretty secure. And he does let the Holy go. That was the one that was reduced, but maybe... Oh, maybe he was swinging at that one and then reducing the other one by 2, or by 1 with his leader. That's possible too. Yeah, I might have messed that up. Either way, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Because the Hound's Blaze hits a 2 cost, so you don't really miss out on anything there. Sakazuki using his leader to cycle. Finds... Oh my goodness. This card just keeps popping up. I think it's Great Eruption, so that's what I'm going with. Could potentially use it. Cycle once more. Yep. Reducing something. Finds another Manchuri. That's kind of funny. Looped all the way back around. Reducing the Shura by 2. Putting 2 Dawn on Hina. Attacking the Holy for 7. You definitely just let that go, because you're assuming he kind of has a Hound's Blaze here, right? Swinging 8 at life. Enel will take that. Gets a 7 Mom, heals a life, gets rid of the 7 Mom. Is there ever an argument to keep the 7 Mom, though? We'll have 2 attacks next turn. He has 3 blockers, 1 life. If we play 7 Mom, he might just give us a life, which means we maybe live another turn. I don't know, but then our attacks do get smaller with playing that 7 Mom. It's kind of tough. I'm not sure myself, honestly. But going 9 into Enel's life, they did just hit time. Yeah, it's been a grind. It's been a grind. I do imagine Enel will take this, because he does have 4 2Ks in hand and 2 2Ks, or sorry, 2 1Ks and 4 2Ks. So he does have plenty of counter power. I guess the Hound's Blaze is a little bit scary, because something will be a bit bigger than it should be. But there could just be a trigger here, and if it's a Thunderbolt, that would be pretty good, because we pretty much stop one of them, or one of the Sabos from attacking, because obviously you're not going to want to put yourself on no blockers, 1 life, against a 7-drop Mom on the board. Alright, I'm corrected. He does opt to counter out of the 9k, maybe wanting one more turn. He still is left with what? Two 2ks and a 1k. So if he opted to take that, I'm pretty sure he still gets out of this attack, which is going to be 9. It's going to be like 10k max. So he still would have gotten out of this, but I guess he just has to drop less cards now, which fair enough. And no, that does put him in a better spot, because if this is a Thunderbolt, he just wins the game, right? So fair enough, better play. So he's just praying for the yellow gods to shine upon him, give him that Thunderbolt. He takes it, he is looking at it. Does he get it? If he's thinking about it, it's probably not a Thunderbolt, right? Because there's no thinking about it there. You just slam that Thunderbolt on the last Sabo and say GG's, man. Alright, so after a little bit of thinking, it is a 2 billion volts trigger, which I guess lets him heal one, which, yeah, I guess it could potentially give him one more turn. It's probably fair to use it, right? Because it can't rest the Sabo. If it could, he would have been very happy. But yeah, that was definitely a little bit of a scary attack coming out of Sakazuki, right? Because if that was just a Thunderbolt, like, you're out of the game. You only have 2 cards in hand. You just get mathed out. So, I mean, fair enough, I guess. Enel, I mean, yeah, what do you do here, right? It's just, it's not looking good. As you swing with Mom, and then you don't have the answer to the Sabo. So Sakazuki just lives. So that is probably just the end of the game. We can see, I guess, if the Sakazuki player messes something up. I doubt he will. It's very simple. It's just eat one, block the other, you're chilling. Yep, just going 8 at life. And Sakazuki does take it. And then Enel is going to put 8 Dawn on leader and attack for 13. Sakazuki will just block. And that is Enel's turn. I guess maybe if he top decked a Yamato or just something to heal him one, he potentially gets through this following turn, because obviously there could be up to 3 triggers in life, so could have been very disruptive. But the top deck of a 2k is definitely not the best, but I mean, that's just kind of where the game state was at. Going 9 with Borsalino, and it will take no trigger, finds the Yamato. If only that was 1 card closer. Going a lot of Dawn in hand. Nope, just going another 9k with the Sabo, and it will take, and that's kind of rude. It was another Yamato, and then Sakazuki swinging the rest of his Dawn on leader, and that is the game. Definitely a grindy game. I mean, it was definitely a good game, I won't deny that, but definitely took a little bit. A lot of thinking involved. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.